Hi, I'm Scott from the Hostel Shop. Today we're going to talk about the Shimano Step 6100 e-assist motors that come on the Ice Adventure Trike here, the Azub, the Haza, and the HP Velotechnic. One of the first things we're going to do today is show you how to turn the trike on. The biggest thing that you have to remember is you always have your feet on the ground when you start up the trike. You've got a power button on the display unit here. You press the power button, the unit will come on, and it takes a few seconds. Once the unit comes on, you want to make sure that you're familiar with all the different features on this. As you can see here on the screen, you can scroll through the different average speed, max speed, cadence, distance, odometer for overall miles, the range, and then on this next button, it shows you the range for what assist level you're in. Economy mode, the normal mode, and the high mode. Right now, with the charge that we have on the economy mode, you could go up to 101 miles in absolute perfect conditions. Set it high, 50 miles is probably your max range. One of the other features on here, and that's you've got the two sets of gray arrows and the black buttons. You'll want to turn on your assist. You use the top row of gray buttons here, and when you press it, you go to Eco. The next press will take you to the normal assist, and then the third press of the button will take you to the high assist. On the bottom set of buttons on the gray here, we'll go back here to the screen that shows what gear this is in. And on the auto function, as you pedal and your speed picks up and your cadence picks up, the trike will actually start shifting up through the gears as you pedal. When you come to a complete stop or slow down, the trike will slow down and change to a lower gear. And after a complete stop, you're at the easiest gear, number one, so when you go to take off, you can pedal away and you don't have to struggle even with the assist on. If you don't like the auto function, you can press both of the lower gray arrows on the bottom at the same time for a few seconds. This will change it to the manual mode, and on the manual mode, you can shift just like a standard transmission in a car as you get up to speed, or on a regular bike as you shift. One of the nice things about the auto feature is you can use the lower two gray buttons, and you can override the shift function of the auto transmission. If you want to get up to a higher, harder gear faster, you can override it. And once you take your finger off the button, it will shift back down to the lowest gear when you come to complete stop. Or, like I said, you can press both gray buttons, go to manual, and you can shift whenever you want to, depending on what effort you want to put in. One of the nice things about this is this system with the display, it's a complete cycling computer. It tells you how fast you're going, tells you your average speed. It goes through every function that most people are used to from riding bikes without assist on. And also on this, you always have your battery level present so you know how far you can go or not go. And like I said previously, if we go back through, you can see what range you have left, and that'll give you a good idea of when you need to charge it, besides looking at the bar at the top that shows the 5 different bars of battery level. One other thing that is nice about this trike is you can upgrade the firmware on this at home by using your phone app. And this example here is with my cell phone. You open up the eTube app from Shimano. This can be downloaded for free. Once you bring up the app on your phone, you press the app. It's going to ask you in just a second if you want to get started. And once the plus sign comes up, you will press Get Started, and it's searching for the units that we're trying to sync with here, which is the 6100 display unit that's on this system. And sometimes it can take a little bit. Okay, right now it came up SCE 6100. Just kicked me out again. We're going to go back in. Once you see that come up, the SCE 6100, you want to press it. And what it's doing is connecting. The next thing that comes up, do you want to change your pass key? You can put a passcode in there, but the best thing to do is if you're trying to do a firmware update is hit later. Takes a few seconds for this to connect. And as you'll see on the display screen here, it goes to Shimano steps. That means it's connecting. Almost ready here. And make sure you have good Wi-Fi and your phone is charged when you do this. Now you can see that it comes up as bike one. You can name your bike. You could call it Scott's Shimano Steps Trike if you want to, or whatever name you would like. It shows you the different units on this. It shows battery, drive unit, cycle computer, switch, both switches, and the motor unit. And you can register your new bike, which is a great idea in case we ever have warranty issues. That way we can confirm with Shimano that you registered it when you purchase it. That really helps if there are any problems. We want to skip registration, which is at the top, and we're going to go into the units. And right now, up at the top under connected, it says update, customize, and maintenance. We want to hit update to check and see if there's any firmware updates. Right now, as you can see, we have a motor update, and that's the only one out of all the components on this. So what you'll do is you'll hit update, you'll press the update, and as you hit update, it says before starting the update, please be sure to read the notice below. I'm going to skip that for right now, and we're going to hit update. And as you start to update, it tells you what percentage is updated. This is an easy firmware update to do because there are random updates that happen throughout the year. Sometimes you may not have an update for 6 months. Sometimes you could have an update monthly. The updates are vital to make sure that your system is running properly and that you don't have any error messages. One of the big things that we see with customers that get new trikes, they tend to put their feet up on the pedals as they get on the trike. It's just human nature. You want to put your feet up. They go to turn on the system, and when the system comes on, you get an error message. The error message is because whenever you start your trike, your feet need to be flat on the ground, and then you can press the power button. And once it all powers up and you get your display and you set your assist that you want, then you can put your feet up on the pedals. After you get that all set, you can ride the trike. And like I said, as we're updating here to go back to this, the update can take a few minutes. You have to have very good Wi-Fi, phone charged up. It can take sometimes 5 to 10 minutes to update, but just be patient. Once you get your update done on your phone, it's going to tell you that. You'll go through and hit the disconnect. And once it disconnects, the screen will power back up, and then you're all set to ride. But until the screen powers back up and you have the normal functions on there, assist, auto shift, or manual shift, you don't want to ride this. You want to wait for the update to go all the way through. As with anything, if you have any questions after you buy your trike with the Shimano Steps Assist on it from the hostel shop, you can always give us a call here if you have questions. A handful of us have a lot of experience with these trikes, trying to make sure that you understand and that they work right. Besides using the display to see how much charge is left in the battery, you can also come back to the battery here. There's a LED indicator that has 5 bars on it. 5 bars is the fullest. If you get down near 2 bars, you should probably think about plugging in the charger to charge the battery fully. There's a couple ways you can do that. You can leave the battery on the trike, or you can remove the battery. But first, before you charge any of these systems, you need to turn these off. There's 2 ways to turn this off. You can do it up at the display on the power button, or you can press this button here and turn it off at the battery, and that'll turn the whole system off. When you go to charge, you've got your charger here, and the charging port is right here. If you can do this in your own garage or house, wherever you store this, this is a very easy plug-in. It only goes one way. You plug it in, and you take the charger and plug it into the wall. If you're low on a charge, it can take anywhere from 5 to 8 hours to charge. It is okay to leave it on overnight, but I probably wouldn't do it more than that. And then once the battery is charged, you can unplug the charger from the wall, remove the charging cord, and then cover back up the port that the battery charger goes into. The second way to do this is you can take the keys, and you've got the key goes in here because this battery is locked on. You will turn it back towards you. The battery swings off at an angle. You can take the battery into the house and you can charge it. One of the big things on these trikes is making sure after you charge the battery off the trike is that you put the battery back on secure. The battery's got a indent here that you want to line up with this protrusion here. It goes in at an angle, and you just basically slide the battery in. You got to make sure it clicks, and then you pull the key out, and you always want to check to make sure that this is locked. If you don't get that loud click, the battery's not locked, and if you start riding that way, you could risk having the battery come off, and that's not a good thing to happen. But other than that, this is a very easy system to charge. Like I said, you can do it in the garage where you can get close to a power outlet, or you can take the battery off and take it in the house. But other than that, once it's charged up, you're ready to ride.